Rolling, episode 109. Good morning, Monday morning. Lucky. We were talking about Lucky the other night. You know, here's a quick story, for example, and this always trips me out a little bit. Real quick, long time ago, about 8.5 years ago, I was with my puppy Baron, and we were at the park. Now, we're running around, we're playing around. This was a park in North Hollywood. No lights or anything. We're playing, we're having a good time. It's starting to get dark, so I go, all right, it's time to go home. I look to grab my car keys in my pocket, not there, right? There's no keys. They dropped out of my sweats that I was running around with my dog at the park. And I'm going, shit. So now we're retracing our steps of where we've been. It's starting to get dark, so I pull out my phone and pull out the flashlight on my phone, and I'm looking. You know, we're just looking in grass. It's like a needle in a haystack, man. And they're gone, and I'm going, shit. And we are maybe, I don't know, we're a couple miles from my apartment in Sherman Oaks. I think it's about a couple miles or so. And I'm going, shit, that's a long walk. After we've been running around, I don't have a phone, don't have my keys, and I got a little puppy with me. So that's a long walk. I mean, we'll be fine. We can do it. We'll walk home. And but the point is I'm going, this is going to be a long walk. This sucks. This sucks because I got my house keys on there. I'm going through things. I'm going, shit. I got my apartment keys on there. I got my car keys on there. My phone is dead. So it kind of shows you need these devices to navigate through life, which is kind of scary a little bit, right? So I'm going, shit. So all right. So I take Baron by his collar and his leash, and we start walking. Now he's a puppy, cute little guy, and we're walking, and I'm going, this is fucked up. It's pitch black. There's no lights at this park, by the way. It's pitch black. Sun's going down, and I'm still kind of looking. I'm looking. You know, the phone goes out. As we're walking, I step on my keys. What are the odds that I stepped on my keys? We were looking for hours for these keys. Looking down, I'm retracing my steps. There's a small bit of panic that's setting in because I know this is going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. So, but anyways, I step on my keys and I go, what the hell is that? That is insane that I just stepped on my keys. Is that luck? Like, that is luck, right? Or what my girl says is like, well, you weren't meant to be stranded out there with that puppy. Somebody was looking out for you. Is that true? Something was looking out for me? Or is that just pure luck? Like, that's lucky. And I don't consider myself lucky at all. I've never been lucky, in my opinion. I've been very fortunate on you're just fortunate where you're born. You're fortunate by family, friends. You're fortunate by things. But every little thing, like, I've, kind of thinking back, I've really had to bust my balls to get, man. Everything. Jobs, right? Little good jobs that I've got, or gigs or things like that. I've really had to kind of work at it. So it's like, is that lucky? No, I've been fortunate. I love to gamble. Love it. Love playing blackjack, man. Sitting there, blackjack with a whiskey on the rocks, getting hammered, yelling at the guy next to you. I love it. I love it. And I had a good run of blackjack for a while. I had a good run. But there's definitely some unlucky, unfortunate shit that I look back on and I go, there's no way that happened. Specifically with gambling, where I'm splitting 4 hands of aces. 4 hands of aces. There's only one card in the deck that could beat me, a 6. And that card gets flipped up. And I got stacks of chips on that table. That card gets flipped. I lose my mind. I get thrown out of the casino. Insane how that happened. And I'm going, and when I tell that story, they go, "What? Well, how do you think casinos make the money? It's rigged." Well, I don't think I'm that big a player for them to try to rig me like that. I really think that is the worst possible luck, that 6. There was 1 6 left in there that could have beat me. in a game of blackjack. I'm not going to go through the whole hand, but it happened. And I'd think back at that time all the time. I go, that is some crazy ass luck. But I think there's an energy that you give out that it's hard to help. It's hard to fix, that negative energy. Where that happens to me and I go, of course, right? You do the Al Bundy. Al Bundy does that in Married with Children. Of course, when bad shit happens to you. I think that's a bad energy to give out. Now, it's hard to help, believe me. Believe me, I know it's hard to get rid of that. But, I mean, you think of a lot of lucky people. Like, that's just pure luck. Now, you could say that there's a lot of luck that we don't even know happened to us, where we made a left, where if we would have made a right, a semi-truck slams into us or something. You know what I mean? Like, I really believe that. Like, I think about that, too. Like, I got a fucking knee that I've had a bunch of surgeries on. It's a big pain in the ass. But that happened, I got this knee injury, and that happened in a time in my life when I was kind of wilding out a little bit. I was getting into a lot of fights, boozing a lot. I was getting a little cocky. The world does have the universe, I'm not going to say the world, the universe does have a way of humbling you, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like you, anytime I'm like, damn, I am the man. Anytime I'm like, fuck, I'm the man. Something humbles me so quickly. And I think that's on purpose with the universe, I think. Now, I do believe some people don't get humbled. I think it's important to get humbled in all facets, right? Like if you're, like I even feel, say like LeBron James, right? He's the best basketball player. I guess I don't watch basketball, but I guess he's the best basketball player out there. He gets humbled every once in a while, right? One of the baddest men on the planet, these great fighters. I watch a lot of fighting. They always get humbled. It never lasts. And I think that's on purpose. And those who don't get humbled probably become tyrants. I mean, that's probably true. But it is, the luck thing is weird to think about. And I think about it kind of often. Like, I think you can't help it. You go through a lot of series of life bad lucks. And then you're just like, fuck. But as you get older and you maybe start getting a little more spiritual, I'll say it, a little more spiritual. What did I just say? Spiritual? What the fuck is that, Ian? Spiritual. And then other Ian is like, gay. Shut the fuck up. Spiritual. But you start to kind of give thanks a little bit more, I think, as you get older. As you start getting that first gray hair. As you get the first gray hair. I'm growing a beard. I got a beard. I got gray hairs in there. In my red beard. I got gray hairs, man. The fuck is that? It's all right. It's okay. Nobody cares. My girl likes it. That's all that matters. She's like, fuck it. She's like, I love it. Looks great. I go, all right. I'll keep it for you. But I think as you get older, you start to look at those things. You start to say it again. Stop and smell the roses, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really enjoying smaller things these days, which is interesting. Hanging with my mother or my dad or my brother. Just hanging with my dogs. Those little things I'm definitely taking in. I'm taking a little bit more of that in. Even though I still have a lot on my plate career-wise and I'm not achieving what I want career-wise, but I'm still finding time to stop and smell the roses, I guess. Like, for example, this podcast. I enjoy doing these podcasts. I enjoy it. Why do I enjoy it? It does make me feel better. It's a form of therapy. Right? I mean, I bet a lot of you guys go to therapy and you ain't telling anybody, and that's the right way to do it. Fuck it. Because there does need to be something that's just for you. I'm going to admit something to you guys. I'm going to admit something right now. For a long time, I was taking fucking acting classes, right? And they're dumb. Acting class is dumb, but it isn't. But it is. It's dumb in the fact that if you still have that mindset that man, I'm a grown man, and part of this exercise are playing other games with other grown men. It's odd. It's odd. Like, I think we all can agree. My actor friends, I think you guys can agree that it's silly. It's silly till it isn't, right? But I was getting a little bit of therapy out of my secret acting classes. I take these fucking acting classes, and it was from a guy named Jeffrey Fox, who's a great guy. So, but anyways, I was taking these little secret acting classes, and it was like therapy to me. I wasn't telling my girlfriend. I wasn't telling any of my family or friends, just because that was just for me. I wasn't trying to get acting jobs. That was just for me. And it was dumb, but it wasn't dumb. Like therapy. Therapy is dumb. It's dumb till it isn't. Especially if you have a dumbass therapist, right? You have a fucking therapist that doesn't understand shit. Like, it's the same as a doctor that doesn't understand anything. It's a doctor that it's the same as like I've gotten rid of doctors before where they're not physical guys, right? They're not athletic guys. They're not driven guys. Everything is very by the book. And it's hard to understand what I'm going through because I need to be very physical. So if my body isn't working physically, it sucks for me. It fucking sucks. And that's for a lot of people. It really sucks, man. And it bums you out. So my conversation with my doctor that I have now, who is definitely a physical guy, has gone through surgeries, gone through things. We have that talk of what can I do to reach this? And rather than going, it's never going to happen, they go, okay, well, here's the steps. Here's the steps. And I'm also a guy that's like, yeah, I don't want all the medication in the world. I don't want it. I mean, look, I'll if you want to give me some Percocets, sure, I'll take it for fun. Me and my girl will split a Percocet, watch fucking Sausage Party and have a blast. Why not? But a lot of these shitty doctors, they try to give you all the medication, muscle relaxers, gabapentin, fucking all this nonsense. All this nonsense that your body doesn't need, doesn't want. And there is natural ways to do it. Some of you guys do very well on CBD and THC. Sadly, I do not. I wish I did. I wish I could be stoned right now. But if I'm stoned, I'm useless. I won't even do this podcast. But point is that it's you got to find what's right for you. So when you're talking to these therapists and you got some lady who just got divorced and she hates men for the time being until she finds another man, which happens a lot. Don't deny it, ladies. You guys get very against men until you find another man. And then now you're like, oh, it's all good. And you tell your lady friends to go fuck off. But I digress. You got to find somebody that matches up with you. You got to, unless you're a negative motherfucker, you can't have another negative dude. Get another negative going, oh, yeah, life sucks. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, your job is so hard. Nah, you got to find someone that pumps you up. It's important to be pumped up. It's important to have energy. That's why I think like music's important, right? Don't you notice that music pumps you up? It pumps you up when you're all of a sudden, like if you're at the gym, say you're at the gym, and you're getting tired, and all of a sudden you throw on a good old record that pumps you the fuck up. All of a sudden you have all the energy in the world, right? Like if I'm on the treadmill, I put on fights. I watch old Roy Jones Jr. fights, old Mike Tyson fights. That pumps me up, man. It's great. And there's something about that. Just shows you a lot of things are just in your mind. Like, oh, I'm feeling tired. I should stop. But all of a sudden you got another 10 minutes on that treadmill because you decided to throw on a Roy Jones Jr. highlight. That shows you that it's just in the mind. It's just in the brain. Like if you've ever done ecstasy. Have you ever done ecstasy? And then you notice you remember how good that felt When you're just lying there going, oh, life is good. Now, it's definitely a drug that kicks your dopamine up through the roof. That's why life is so good. But there's something called an anchor. And this is they use this in sales pitches, sales meetings, or like training salesmen. Which means is when you get a sale, say you sell whatever, cars. Let's just say you sell cars. And you get a sale and you get that commission. You remember how good that felt. Well, there's an anchor that every time you sell something, you either say you smell your strawberry chapstick, or you smell a rose every time. Now, every time when you need a pick me up, say you don't want to go into work today. Now you take that strawberry chapstick and you smell it, and it brings you back to when you made that sale, and that dopamine rush is up. They say, and it does make sense. I haven't been able to try this, but they say that, say you do a little drop of ecstasy, and then when you're peaking on that ecstasy and you feel good, you grab something and you smell that. So when you need a pick-me-up in life, you smell that. It's not a bad idea, right? Because a lot of times people turn to drugs for dopamine rushes, which I got no problem with, by the way. No problem. But I'm saying if that's your go-to every day, all day, and nothing gets done, that's a problem. Got to fix that. This is advice to me too. I'm not even talking about drugs. Little things, just little things. Like, look, I'm going to say this. I've said this before, but I know people laugh at this. I got a problem with cereal. I love cereal. I will eat a whole box of cereal the moment I pick it up. I love it. I don't know why. I just love fucking cereal. I love sitting there, big old bowl of cereal. Love it. But I can't, so I got to get rid of that. I don't have cereal in the house. I don't have milk or cereal in the house. It's got to go. Because if it's here, I'll eat it all. And you go, well, Ian, that's not a big a problem. Well, I guess it is. It is a problem. If I smash that bowl, then I feel like shit. And then I don't get my work done. I don't do things. It's just like drugs. I mean, I've said this many times. I got a problem with people gorging on food more than I do doing drugs. I swear to God. Like I'm like, if you're so obese because you can't stop eating McDonald's. I go, well, you need to find another vice because that's killing you. Fucking start doing heroin if that keeps you from the McDonald's. I swear to God, fuck it. I know you're trading one for another one, but fuck it. Maybe you don't have that problem with heroin. I do think everybody has a problem with something. Sometimes it's positive problems though. Working out. People are obsessed with working out. I think that's probably pretty good. People are obsessed with making money. I think that's pretty good. People are obsessed with your job. Obsessed with your kids. That's good, right? I think that's pretty good. Unless you're the crazy dad at the ball field when your kid's out there playing and you're yelling at him because he didn't run out a fly ball. You scold him in front of everybody because he didn't run out a fly ball. That's not the way to do it. You get him at the end. Here's if I'm giving fatherly advice. But hey, I was a kid once. I'm an adult now. The way to do it is you go on the ride home. You go, hey, do me a favor, son. Do me a favor, champ. I need you to run that out. It's good practice. It's a good practice. I need you to run that out. You know what I mean? Good practice. Making your bed's a good practice. Those things, those are good. Now, again, I'm telling you, this is advice that I give myself. Got to make your bed. You got to straighten up. Because when you're slovenly outside too. You're slovenly at work with your responsibilities. Right? So bringing it back though, just because my brain just goes, Ian, weren't you going into luck and all that shit? It is. I guess it's all in here, right? Luck. Do we have it? Do you have it? You know what I mean? Like I'm going to not put that shitty energy out there and go, I got luck. I'm going to buy a lotto ticket. Check this out. Watch this, guys. I'm going to buy a lotto ticket and because I'm feeling lucky. What if I win? What if I win that? If I win that, the listeners here are getting some cashish, baby. I'm going to, our few listeners that we got here, I'm hooking you guys up. I'm hooking up the crew. You know what I mean? And then we are starting that new church. Then we're starting that new tax-exempt church where all religions are welcome. We just come, it's a party. We preach our religion, whatever that is, and it's a party. And we just make sure it's all positive. Right? It's good to be positive. Sometimes it sounds preachy. Wait, didn't I just say I'm going to start a church? Fuck it. Let's be preachy. Let's do it. Lord, if you're listening, let me win the lotto. I'm even going to meditate. I'm going to do a little meditating. I'm going to meditate on this lotto ticket. Check this out. For my listeners here, for the crew, here's you guys are going to have a lucky one. I'm going to meditate on all our luck today. I'm going to meditate on that. And let's see what happens. Serious. Fucking ridiculous. But yeah. We're going to do it. So right after I get off the cast, I'm going to give a meditation to all of you and to me. And let's see if we can come up, huh? Cheers, you guys. Down the hatch. Oi, what up to the crew?